Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Time to talk dragons. Time to talk about the different types of dragons we should focus on depending on where we are in the game. So, let's jump on in. And if I can hit the buttons properly. So, for early game, honestly, you're not going to really be super worried about crazy PvPs. Nobody's going to have like all of that perfect stuff out there. What I would recommend early on in the game is for your first dragon, get three yellow abilities. The reason for these yellow abilities is it will help us with our progression of the game, such as faster building speed by 10% or faster building speed 5%, and they all kind of add up. No matter where you are in the game, whether you're at the beginning portions of the game or the end game, you'll need a dragon similar to this. Usually, they're going to have like 4 purple abilities for a higher gold cap, and also for swapping out for the void and stuff. And then the three yellow abilities. I think I have one that I can show you guys. That is set up. It's the topaz one, of course. So here's an example of a better research dragon long term, because we have 3 purple abilities with the fully blessed. The 2 yellows that matter to be blessed are there, and then we have the 3rd yellow which doesn't need to be. This is way too much information. All that you need to do well early game is get a dragon, get the 3 yellow abilities on it, or hatch them. It doesn't have to be legendary, it doesn't have to be divine, just get those abilities. As you progress up, once you hit castle level 20, you can actually bring your research dragon up to level 30. Otherwise, I think you only need a level 12. This is optional, okay? Because dragon glass is so hard to come by early on in the game, and to level up 1 dragon or 2 dragons is super hard early game. So going to level 12 as far as your dragon should be able to get you rank 24 as far as our abilities. The rank 24 for the yellows, for 2 of them, they're going to offer buffs like increase research speed by 5%, and the other one is going to allow you to have research speed by 10%. Now, if you are spending, or if you are able to get enough dragon glass, bringing your dragon up to level 30 is huge, because we can unlock the building Mongol, which increases our construction speed by 10%. Otherwise, if we are not going to focus on that, if we're 100% free to play, I would just stick with a level 12 dragon, because you're still able to get building speed by 5%. So early game, get a dragon that offers you the yellow ability bonuses. Anytime that you queue up research, anytime that you queue up your building stuff, make sure you move onto a tile that gives you the bonuses to it, and deploy the dragon while you queue it up. After everything is locked in that queue, you can put a regular dragon, you can move off of those tiles, that's fine. Whatever the timer is locked in place. You don't have to camp the tiles. Shout out to all the governors out there that are always getting messages complaining about people camping on tiles. So early game, that's really the biggest focus, because my perspective with early game is we want to get out of early game and make it to mid game as fast as possible. So mid game, I would consider being castle level 30 and on. Once we hit castle level 30 and on, as far as our dragons, we can do like a total 180. So Dragonic unlocks at castle level 30. With Dragonic, right now we're castle level 32. I'm super proud of this, because this took me so long in the past. There's so much more Dragon Dust in the game. There's so many more events, especially for spenders to get a ton of Dragon Dust. It's insane. So when it comes to your dragons, all of a sudden your dragons are going to go from this cute, fluffy little thing on the battlefield to a war monster. And that war monster looks like, for mid-game dragon use, we're still going to have the research dragon as a fallback. As you can see from me swapping through the 2, we're still going to have that research dragon, but now we can have a PvP dragon. So for a PvP dragon, the goal of the dragon is to have hero pred, and that's the biggest thing. Everything else is really, really nice. Hero pred is just, it's too huge. For mid-game dragons, and this is a big difference between mid-game and late game, your dragon can do a ton of damage. More often than not, my dragon is the highest damage dealing thing on the battlefield by twice the amount of Nora. More often than not. Sometimes Nora does it. The dragons are just massive. And why the dragons are massive is because Dragonic becomes unlocked and we can get the 109 bonus. Affliction, no matter what, is a godsend. Protection is nice. So I think with the mid-game dragons, you can actually afford to go with a full damage dealing dragon that looks like your energy pulses. If you want the magic swell, you can get magic swell. Arcane blessing, of course. Hero Pred is huge, and then whatever the damage abilities are. So for the Onyx Dragon, definitely the 3-hole punch, the gravitational surge. If you're using a Ruby Dragon, the conflagration thing that I can never say properly. There's a bunch of good stuff out there. You can also use a dragon as support. So if the only dragon that you have with Hero Pred is a Emerald Dragon, you can roll with the Emerald Dragon. Just make sure it has the Call of the Wild on it, or like the main skill that makes that dragon good. So mid game, you can actually roll with damage dragons. People are not going to tag dragons nearly as often, so your dragon's just going to pump out insane damage. Even if they tag your dragon, doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to kill it, because the true power is so much lower, especially that window between cast level 30 and 35. Without troop equipment, it's really hard. My dragons get like 3 million health before getting the buff from Gan. So, I mean, realistically, we're talking millions of health. My archers have 40,000 attack. Like, that's a huge difference. So my dragon right now, if I'm facing somebody that's below castle level 35, they're just not going to be able to kill it very, very easily unless it's snipers or heroes involved. But purely through troops, it's going to be next to impossible for them. So I think mid-game, you can absolutely use damaged dragons. I would argue that, and this is based on opinions. This is not factual, but I would argue damaged dragons are probably the best type of dragons for mid-game. I hate to use that term best, but support dragons are really good. And there's a lot of factors depending on race, play styles, your artifacts, your prism. Like, there's so many factors, but I feel like these support dragons, there's not much to support. Mid-game's all about your dragon. It's about Nora. It's, yes, your ranged troops might be able to do some decent damage, but it's so much different. Take Noble Blood, for example. My swordsmen have like 40,000 health. Healing 1% of their health per second is nothing. I'm better off healing with the Vega. So I get and I understand the role of support dragons. I just don't think mid-game is where they shine the most. I think that they're overshadowed by the damage dragons. If it's a mid-game fight and the enemy uses a support dragon against me, that's great. I'm going to kill everything and that dragon is going to be there to support nothing. In order for a support dragon to work, the rest of the army and heroes need to be strong enough to be worth supporting. I guess that's the best way I can put it. Now, that's mid-game. Everything kind of changes once we make it to late game. So I need to go find a dragon for late game. I messaged Taint, but he's definitely going to be busy. All right, so we'll jump on in, and I think that is this Bleak's dragon. Yeah, we'll check out Bleak's dragon because I'm pretty sure Bleak has a great dragon. So we can see the Dragonics are all maxed out now. End game right now today, which is the end of April 2021. Sorry. Wow. Yeah, I'm glad it's not the end of April in 2020. That would be bad. So end of April 2021. I unfortunately think in the end game, late game play style right now, there's only one dragon, and this is going to be a support dragon. So the biggest thing with this is, of course, there needs to be Hero Pred. Hero Pred, no matter what, is huge. I'm just curious with Bleak's Dragonic. All right, he's almost up there with Taint. So Hero Pred is a no-brainer. The other thing is going to be Noble Blood. It just provides so much healing. So kind of like the problem that there was with the mid game, like those support skills just are not strong enough to really be worth it. There's nothing to support with those support skills. End game, everything's way stronger. One of Taint's swordsmen is stronger than my dragon, and with probably double the health when you add in Virion and Avalon. So Noble Blood all of a sudden makes a huge comeback. The healing is insane. And instead of your dragon being a damage dragon, what will end up happening is the dragon becomes a support dragon. So mid-game, damage dragon, my opinion, and only my opinion, probably the best. End game, support dragon is... your dragon at the end of the game just needs to survive to offer all of the dragonic buffs and also offer essentially healing. Through Noble Blood along with the Dragonic. So you want your dragon to live, you want your dragon to not die and keep healing everything. Like if we jump into this fight and we look at the stats and we look at like healing done, artifacts aside, there's a bunch of healing done from the dragons. Like that's 338 million damage healed from Bleak's Azure Dragon, which is wild. The other player, their dragon probably dropped sooner. So I think that depending on where you are in the game, the dragon meta, what works most effective changes. As far as when the changes take effect, like when will I get rid of my Onyx Dragon and go for an Azure Dragon? I think that's a really fair question to ask. And I think the point in time that occurs is when the damage from the damage dragon is no longer significant. And I don't mean through the stat window. I mean when that damage is not meaningful at all. If those gravitational surges go out there and it does absolutely nothing other than stun them for a couple seconds, then I know it will be time to switch to the end game. I don't think that there's a set level. I don't think that there's a set core power. I don't think there's anything like that. It's just as soon as the damage dragons stop dealing noticeable or significant damage, and by significant, again, it's not just through the statistics with at the end of the fight with high damage. That means nothing. It needs to be meaningful damage. As soon as the dragons stop dealing meaningful damage, then we switch to the end game, which would be the Azure with Noble Blood and Hero Pred. So that's my thoughts on all of it. I hope that you guys enjoy. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. Please smash the like button. Subscribe if you have not subscribed already. Down in the description below, we do have direct donation button. So if you do want to support the channel and make sure that Foxtrot gets enough food so that he survives, it kind of depends on you. I'm not trying to guilt you. But it's the only way he'll eat. All right. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'll see you guys soon.